Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I just wanted to say hi to everyone and welcome you back to my channel because I have been missing since a long time, but we have been really busy with our lives here in Sydney, trying to settle down and work out many things, particularly job, my son's education, and everything. And the life generally in Sydney is very busy for us because for the first time we are not used to having no help at home, dropping off our son to daycare and coming back. And so if you compare it with India, you always have somebody to help around, but here we are missing that. I think everybody misses that here, whoever comes from India, who are expatriates, coming from Asian countries. So parents are not here, so that makes life difficult. So but we are coping with it, we are getting used to it, and it has become easier since time, like with time. But yeah, it was a big adjustment, I'd say. So today's short video is just about like how, like, the difference in the working environments based, like we have worked in Dubai, we have worked in India recently for a year and a half, and in Dubai for about 5 years, and now we are in Sydney about to complete a year here. And me and my husband both are working since we came here, so I think we have a good knowledge about um, the difference in the work culture in between all the three countries or cities. So we just wanted to make a brief video on that. So let me start with Dubai first. So if you get a jobs, like I was in IT and my husband was not in IT, he was a service engineer, and mainly mechanical and electrical engineering. So we do come from different um, backgrounds, and I can speak for both of us, is that we face that there, if you can prove yourself in the work, then you are given a lot of responsibility, as compared to India, where there are other people to do the tasks, and each one has a particular responsibility. But here in Dubai, it was like one person is given like this 5 or 6 things that he has to do, cover all those things. And because there is a shortage obviously of labor, but like it's not, and they don't want to hire a lot of people, because if they hire a lot of people, they will have to give health insurance, visas, return tickets, everything. So they don't want to hire a lot of like employees, but one employee will have a lot of responsibility. It's not a The work pressure is not much. I won't say there is a lot of overtime that you, especially like in India, you know that there is like, you have to do a lot of overtime, you can't say no about that. But in Dubai we had like overtime pay. So for my husband, whenever he had to work after hours or during weekends, he would get overtime pay, and that was more than the, if it's on the weekends, it's more than what you get on the weekdays. So that's a good incentive to work on the weekends. Yeah, so that was our like I would say our opinion on Dubai was that it's not a lot of work pressure, but it is a lot of responsibility. So if they want to, like for example, want to hire a software engineer, they will not, he will probably have to be, if he's working in India before, he was working in India before, he would probably have to be at the level of senior software engineer or even technical lead in India. And then when he comes to Dubai, he would probably get a role of a software engineer, because the whatever the role demands, whatever the job description for a software engineer in Dubai will be the same as whatever a senior software developer or even a tech lead will be there. Like the level of expertise will be similar. So your designation will be lower, but your expectation is higher. That's what I mean to say if you are working in Dubai. So even for IT and for electrical and So like for my husband's service engineering background as well, for electrical and mechanical engineering. So your responsibility or skill set should be lot like at least one level or two level higher than you are back in India, to be able to match up with the work that you are given in Dubai for a lower designation. And they expect that from you. They like if you were applying, so in my company where I was working, people were there as a level of senior software developers um, for like 10 years, and they were very expert in their field, and they knew everything in and out about the product. But they were like you can say they were very expert in the field, but they were still seen as software developers. But if they happen to work in India, they would definitely be even higher than tech lead. So that's what my opinion was, that you require a lot more skills to work in Dubai, because there are lesser people to do the job. And uh, so it is quite comparable to Australia, I would say. Here also, I can see in my company and my husband's company is that they don't hire a lot of people to do different things. So if like I am a developer, so I am expected to do a lot other things like implementation tasks or deployments, which we never really had in India, like when I worked. So there would be a different team that will do the production deployments. There would be a different team that do the like implementation tasks or the DR testing or things like that. So here, like even so, your profile, the things that you do as a developer becomes a lot more. Things come into your bucket that would actually be you will be doing if you work back in India. So here also it's like they don't hire a lot of people. They hire only a few people who are given a lot of responsibilities. Also here, I till now we don't feel like the work pressure is a lot, and the working hours are obviously lesser. It's about 7.5 hours each day that you have to work, which includes the lunchtime as well. But the major difference between here and India is that this 7.5 or 8 hours that you work in your company, it's only work. It doesn't have like back in India, when you go to an office and you have a chai time and you gossip with your colleagues, have a bit of break in the morning, and then again in the lunchtime, and again in the evenings. Here it doesn't happen. So here, like if you want to get a coffee, just go and get a coffee and be back in a few minutes. And people manage their own times. They're like the managers believe that you are managing your time well, and they don't micromanage, but they are they trust you that you're not wasting your time. And also the employees, they don't actually waste the time, because here the how we fill the timesheets for me and my husband's company both is on hourly basis. And even like zero point 0.5 hours, that's like what did you do in half an hour. So you have to give an output, like this is a task I did for half an hour, this is a task I did for like an hour. So when you have to fill your timesheets at end of the day, uh, like by hour or by half an hour, then you every minute counts. Like you cannot take a break for half an hour and then come back. And what will you fill in your timesheet then? Because these timesheets are reviewed. That's how the clients are built. Like they are built according to the timesheets, and these are monitored. So once if you just fill in like 4 hours for a task which was meant to be for an hour, they will get back to you at the end of the month, maybe like, what did you do for 4 hours? This was a like only half hour work. So they can get back to you. I have seen cases where they do get back, and they don't agree with the hours that you have actually put into one task. So everyone is, so I wouldn't call that micromanagement. Like nobody asks you what you're doing right now, but you have to manage your own time. You have to manage your own work, and always be like true to what you are doing, basically. And that the same is for my husband as well. So if there is a task for an hour and a half or 2 hours or half a day, then he will have to only specify half a day. He cannot specify full 7.5 hours of a day to that one particular task. So once he finishes one task, he would go to his manager and ask for more work, and same is what I do as well. So that we know what to fill in the timesheet, because if we don't have anything, so we have to approach our managers to give us work. And I haven't seen that in India, because in India what probably like happens is that once you're given a task, you can finish it in a few days, and nobody will ask you what you did in this hour or that hour, or you don't have to fill the timesheets in hourly basis. It's like whole day you did one task. So yeah, time management becomes important. And yeah, that's kind of stressful in the beginning, because when we are uh, used to work in the Indian culture and how the things work back in India, the hours are more, definitely. It's minimum 9 hours that you work in the office, but it's you get to take a lot of breaks. You can relax in between. You can chit chat between your colleagues, your friends. But here, everybody is conscious of time, and everybody also leaves on time. There is no, like, if nobody prefers to do overtime, they will not extend beyond 5 or 5:30, because everybody has to go home and pick their kids from the daycare or school or whatever. And there's no other help. Like, if you don't go and pick your kids up, nobody will be there to pick them up from the school. So everybody leaves on time. The time for everyone's time is valued a lot. So if the meeting starts at 9 a.m., everybody is there at 9 a.m. Like, no, even if you come, like, nobody actually comes at 9:05. So everybody will be there. Some people actually even join the meeting a few minutes earlier than the actual time. So time, for everybody's time is valued, and everybody follows the time very particularly. So, and that's I feel is it's okay to join a meeting a few minutes later in India, but here, no, it's not okay. Like, nobody does that, and it will not look good on your part if you do that. So, yes, and so nobody really works after hours, or nobody is asked or to just randomly work a few hours more a day. And if it doesn't work like that, because everybody has to be home at this time and do, like, cook and things, like clean and everything at home, and everybody knows that. So nobody will ask you, if it's not really really urgent, to stay back or do extra work. And if you're obviously you're doing, you have to do some extra work at the day, which is very rare. I haven't done it in my office yet. But if in case you have to work in the weekends or maybe extra hours in the week, then obviously you are paid for that. There is a particular hourly pay that you will get. If you are working on a Sunday, it's much more, and Saturday is a bit less. But yeah, it's more than the weekdays pay. You will definitely get extra hours pay. Or if it's not the payment, you will get a comp off. So both, so you're obviously compensated for the extra hours that you put in here in Australia. So that's what I have felt here. So there was a bit of adjustment for our part, because we were not used to be like, okay, this hour we have to give some output, this hour we have to give some output. So we were not used to that mindset. I used to be like, okay, if it doesn't, I can take a day to complete this task, and obviously I will finish this by end of the day, but maybe not in this hour. I can skip, maybe take a break for half an hour. But that kind of mindset, and everybody is like if you go to office at 9, everybody is in work mode. Nobody is in a relaxed mode. Like, they don't give a time to, like, just adjust to the office, or just adjust to your office time. So it's just like 9 a.m., everybody is in work mode. Everybody is having meetings. Everybody has, like, totally into the work. So that's a lot, like, that's really professional, and I really appreciate that. Nobody is wasting company's time, like money, like just hanging out and like sometimes you do back in India. So that's my opinion here in the like how the work culture here in Australia is. And yeah, so like I think now it's quite clear how it is in India. For it was for me and for my husband. So we both had different kind of experiences when we worked a year and a half in Bangalore. So in my company, the it was not a lot of work culture since I'm in IT. Like the work culture is not like a lot of pressure. It was a product based company, so the work was like it was given to you. You can finish it in like it is estimated that you can finish it in 4 days or 3 days, and they will not keep on asking that what is done. Like the micromanagement was not there, and I was also not expected to work like after hours or things like that. But for my husband, um, he was a part of a company which is not the service based, or it's not a product based company. So for him it was a lot of pressure because they used to have client calls which were based in US later on the day. So every time at till like 10, 11 in the night, he will be having meetings from home when you have already worked in the office for a whole like 9, 10 hours. And then you come back and you do those meetings, the client calls, and you have to attend them. Sometimes the client calls will be like in the early in the morning, so you'll wake up, do the client call, and then go to office. So I think and there was no extra pay for doing these extra hours. So yeah, so that's what I feel like. The work pressure depends on the company that you are working with, but the work pressure is a lot more back in India, because they don't really I would say value the time. Like they don't value that this person has a family, and this they need to have some time for the family. Work life balance, like some companies don't really realize that, and don't give importance to this, like the work life balance. And even on the weekends, they will call you, ask for help, and they will not feel guilty that okay, I'm calling somebody on the weekend, maybe he's doing some family activity. They'll not like, it's not every company, but yeah, some of the companies are like that. But till now, I haven't seen that here in Australia or in Dubai as well. So yeah, so that was my comparison in between the work life in Australia, Dubai, and in Sydney, Dubai, and in India, Bangalore, specifically. Yeah, so if let me know your thoughts. What do you feel is the difference if you have worked in these cities or countries? Did you feel the same, or it's just that I have felt these things? But yeah, that's just my personal opinion. It's definitely not all the companies have this kind of work culture. Just I'm specific to the companies I worked with, and my husband worked with. So it's our personal opinion. And yeah, I hope it helps if you are thinking of moving to Australia or Dubai, or you're staying in India. Yeah, maybe it will help you if you have to take this decision sometime. Thanks for watching till now. It was really good to talk again after a long time, and hope you come back for my next video. Thank you. Bye.